Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And he returns this to the 22. To get this one across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. First down, and they go with Swift again. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's Khalil Mack, the All-Pro, in there to get him behind the line. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. On 4th down, Goff. He'll buy some time right. They're going back to the same well. It's Hockenson again. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Man open is Robinson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Fields. And it's caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Well, we knew that Darnell Mooney could absolutely fly, but he was only taken in the 5th round out of Tulane because of his size. He ended up being one of the better late-round picks in the NFL last year. 61 catches on the season. There's another one there, this time for a 1st down.
They'll roll him out right. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Jesse James, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return, Williams. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Fields. Goodwin able to haul it in. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. On play action, Fields steps away to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. We saw so much of this last year at the college level, but there you go. His first rushing touchdown as an NFL quarterback.
And with the speed he has, we certainly know it won't be his last, because that's something that aided him very well, as you mentioned, at the college level. It's something he's going to carry over, and they'll make it a big part of their offense.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Williams now on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in an early hole. First drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
So the completion there, Charles, looking at this defense, certainly in for a tough task here this afternoon. What are some of the keys for them if they want to come out on top?
Well, the first thing, partner, is they just allow a completion there. They don't want to get a string of those going. Let him get his confidence. Let him get into the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, and all of a sudden, he's feeling like he can do no wrong. You want to really get after his timing a little bit, knock a few balls away, and make things uncomfortable for him. Because if he feels relaxed, you are in for a tough afternoon.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. Stays on his feet. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on first down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Rolling to his right. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Play action. It's Goff. Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a give right side Swift. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Footing's definitely going to be an issue because it's tough to make those quick cuts that you're used to making on a soggy track. In fact, the Hall of Fame runner once told me, cut on your heels in this type of weather. Gives you better balance.
The Goff's throw going into the hands of Williams. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And the Lions took a flyer on Williams, who played 4 years with the Chargers and 2 more with the Raiders. Missed all of 2020 with a shoulder injury. Trying to get back in form. Grabs one there for a first down.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Off play action. Here's Goff. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. There's Goff. And he fires Here's one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain.
Well, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep them from going all the way.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing on third down, Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on third down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Santos' kick is up and through, and that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. That's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. On first down, Swift. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They'll run right here with Swift. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give the receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On second down and 4, Goff escaping the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. On first down, Fields. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. Then he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Fields lets this one rip toward Grant. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
The final shot before break here. Goff. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. A fairly short kick from the 14. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start the third quarter with a run by Cohen. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing.
Fighting through it, he's got space.
Bring in the second string.
Touchdown, Chicago.
CD, we've seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll say he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
Santos now to add the PAT. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll try the air now with Goff. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Penei Sewell, the 7th overall pick, hit with a penalty there.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, They've got to pay it off with some points.
On 2nd and 12, Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run on first down. Swift down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Trying to lay one up deep, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Now, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock. Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields.
And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Let's do this.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
And left side here, it's Graham. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
From the 50, here's Fields.
Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Again, Fields. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Julian Okwara. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Fields. Swings this out here for Cohen. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
And the Bears are very happy to have Tariq Cohen back for situations just like this. 150 catches combined in 2018 and 19, but hurt his knee in week 3 a year ago. Having his shifty moves and great hands, a terrific asset for their offense.
Lets this one rip toward Graham. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Jeff Okudah.
You gonna like this?
Sheds off the tackle. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. One more time with Swift. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. DeAndre Swift hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. And finally, he's out of bounds, but not before a great return. He's all the way inside the 30.
Forget the idea of flipping the field. They have now put themselves in a position to score points with that big-time return.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And out of bounds right around the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. On 2nd down now. It's Cohen. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Fields. Flushed out right. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
And that pickup on the first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Cohen. He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
Skirts by him at the 35. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 1st down, Swift. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
120 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Here's Swift.
Stops short of the 25, but that 2nd effort got him a couple extra. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Williams brings it in. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Here's Swift. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Goff now looks to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll run with Swift, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
So this likely just to get the final score a bit closer given the time remaining, but they'll have a go for 2 here. And that's caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. A good game there on 1st down. That run will get them 7 up to the 32-yard line. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Bears, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.